Would you believe me if I told you that some of the most natural foods in your kitchen could silently be raising your risk of stroke? It sounds almost unbelievable, but the evidence is clear. The very things many people trust as healthy choices can sometimes turn into hidden threats. And that's exactly what we'll uncover today in this video. I'm Dr. Eduard Sputnik, a neurologist specialized in elderly brain health. For over 2 decades, I've studied how diet shapes the brain as we age. And before we move forward, tell me, where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments, and stay until the end. I have a surprise waiting for you. Every day, millions of people choose fruits, greens, and snacks believing they're doing the right thing. The banana at breakfast, the spinach salad at lunch, or the natural juice at dinner. But what happens inside the body is far more complex than most realize. And sometimes, nature hides its risks behind a healthy label. The truth is, nearly 75% of all stroke cases have diet as a contributing factor. That means what you put on your plate can either protect your brain or silently damage it. Stroke isn't random, it often builds slowly through the small, daily decisions we make without noticing. This video will reveal 7 specific foods that look harmless, even beneficial, but can quietly sabotage brain health. You'll learn why they appear safe, what they actually do in the body, and for whom they are most dangerous. And even more importantly, you'll discover safer alternatives that can protect your vascular system. So stay with me, because by the end, you'll never look at these healthy foods the same way again. And if this is your first time here, make sure to follow the channel. That way, you won't miss the science-backed insights that could truly save your health. Not all natural foods are as safe as they appear. While many bring essential vitamins and minerals, others create silent imbalances when combined with age, medication, or chronic conditions. This is especially true for seniors, where even a small dietary detail can change health outcomes dramatically. What seems harmless may not be harmless at all. Stroke, or cerebrovascular accident, is one of the leading causes of death and disability worldwide. It occurs when blood flow to the brain is interrupted, either by a clot or a rupture. Every 40 seconds, someone suffers a stroke, and every 4 minutes, someone loses their life to it. The numbers alone should be enough to demand attention. Recent research shows that diet plays a central role in this process. According to medical studies, up to 75% of all strokes are influenced by what people eat. That means nearly 3 out of 4 cases could have been prevented with smarter dietary choices. And prevention is far more powerful than treatment. The danger is subtle. A fruit high in potassium may be excellent for one person but dangerous for another with kidney disease. Leafy greens may fuel wellness for some but block the effectiveness of blood thinners in others. And fruit juice, often labeled natural, can act like liquid sugar when it enters the bloodstream. This is why understanding the science behind food is crucial. It's not about fear, but about precision. Each bite you take has an effect, and sometimes, that effect depends on your age, your health condition, or your medication. Awareness transforms food from a silent risk into a conscious ally for brain health. That's why this video exists. In just a moment, we'll break down 7 foods that seem healthy but carry hidden risks for your brain and blood vessels. And along the way, you'll discover exactly what they do inside the body and how to make smarter, safer choices. Are you ready for the list? Let's begin with the banana, a fruit celebrated for its potassium and quick energy. For most people, it's a great option for muscle and nerve function. But for seniors with kidney problems or those taking ACE inhibitors, excess potassium builds up in the blood. This can trigger dangerous heart rhythms and quietly raise the risk of stroke. A safer choice is an apple, lower in potassium but rich in fiber. Now think about the avocado, often praised as a superfood. Its healthy fats and potassium make it popular among heart-conscious eaters. Yet, in excess, especially for hypertensive patients on medication, too much potassium creates vascular imbalance. The same good fat food can become a hidden risk when the dosage is ignored. A safer swap is alternating avocado with berries, which offer antioxidants without the overload. Spinach is another example of a superfood that can mislead. While full of iron and vitamins, it carries high levels of vitamin K. For patients on blood thinners like warfarin, this nutrient directly interferes with the drug's effectiveness. The result is a higher chance of clot formation, leading to stroke. Those on medication should maintain consistent portions and consult their physician before adjustments. Natural fruit juice also demands caution. Marketed as pure and refreshing, it's essentially liquid sugar once processed by the body. The glucose spike triggers inflammation, raises blood pressure, and damages arteries over time. Even moderate consumption can be harmful when paired with existing risk factors. The better choice is whole fruit, where fiber slows down sugar absorption. Red meat and processed meats carry a reputation for strength and protein. Yet their saturated fats and high sodium content fuel hypertension and vascular plaque buildup. In the aging body, this accelerates arterial narrowing, creating the perfect environment for stroke. Substituting with lean proteins like fish or legumes reduces risk while supporting healthy circulation. Finally, salt itself remains one of the most underestimated threats. Even when hidden in sauces or natural seasonings, sodium overload increases blood volume and pressure. Over years, this erodes vessel walls and makes arteries prone to rupture. Replacing heavy salt use with herbs, spices, and lemon creates flavor without the silent stroke risk. And it's a small daily habit that makes a huge long-term difference. To clearly understand how these foods impact the body, imagine a simple flowchart appearing on screen. It begins with a single image of the food and follows the chain of reactions step by step. The sequence is always the same: food action in the body, clinical condition, increased stroke risk. This visual makes the hidden danger obvious. Take the banana, for example. The chart shows potassium entering the bloodstream, then rising above normal levels in patients with kidney disease or on medication. Next, it highlights how high potassium disrupts heart rhythm, leading to vascular instability. Finally, the arrow points to stroke risk, showing how a common fruit becomes a silent trigger. Spinach tells another story. The animation shows vitamin K binding to clotting factors in the blood. For someone on warfarin, this action cancels out the drug's protective effect. The result is a higher chance of clot formation. The diagram ends with a blocked artery in the brain, a clear and simple cause and effect path. With fruit juice, the process is different but equally dangerous. The visual begins with sugar molecules entering the blood quickly. Then insulin spikes, creating inflammation inside blood vessels. Arteries stiffen, pressure rises, and the chain ends with weakened vessel walls. The last step highlights how this cascade paves the way for stroke. Red meat flows through the diagram with saturated fats and cholesterol. These particles lodge into vessel walls, forming plaques. Over time, the buildup narrows the artery until blood flow is compromised. One plaque breaking loose is shown traveling toward the brain, creating a sudden stroke. The simplicity of the flow captures the silent threat. Finally, salt completes the visual chain. Sodium draws water into the bloodstream, increasing volume and raising pressure. The arteries strain under the load, developing microtears. These tears lead to scarring and plaque, making vessels brittle and fragile. The diagram concludes with the words, "Silent risk, stroke." A powerful reminder. Knowledge is only powerful when it's applied. That's why the most important step after understanding these foods is learning how to handle them wisely. The goal isn't fear or total elimination, but moderation, substitution, and personalized attention. Small, consistent choices create long-term protection for your brain. For those taking medications such as ACE inhibitors, diuretics, or anticoagulants, awareness is critical. High potassium foods like bananas and avocados must be carefully measured. Leafy greens with vitamin K should be consumed consistently, not erratically. This balance prevents dangerous spikes or sudden interactions with prescribed treatments. If you live with hypertension, your greatest enemy is sodium. Avoid processed condiments, canned soups, and packaged snacks, even if labeled natural. Replace them with fresh herbs, garlic, turmeric, or lemon juice to season your meals. These alternatives enhance flavor while supporting vascular health. Over time, your arteries will thank you. When it comes to sugar, the key is awareness of liquid calories. Natural fruit juice, though marketed as healthy, floods the bloodstream with glucose. Instead, prioritize whole fruits where fiber slows down absorption. This simple adjustment protects against inflammation, arterial stiffness, and dangerous spikes in blood pressure. Protein intake also matters. Red meat and processed cuts should be limited, not relied upon daily. Swap them with fish, legumes, and lean poultry to reduce saturated fats and lower your risk of atherosclerosis. This transition doesn't mean giving up taste, it means investing in longevity and resilience for your brain and heart. And finally, hydration remains underrated. Choose water or unsweetened tea as your primary drinks. Keep juice and soda for rare occasions, if at all. Proper hydration improves circulation, stabilizes blood pressure, and supports metabolic health. These daily practices may seem small, but together, they form a shield against stroke. Join the Members Club, drop a super like, follow the channel and leave a comment. Because the truth is, what you just discovered has the power to protect lives. Stroke is not a distant problem, it's a silent threat that builds daily, often through foods we thought were safe. Awareness is the first shield. You may have believed your diet was clean, natural, and risk-free. But science reveals a different story. Even healthy foods can become harmful when age, medication, or hidden vulnerabilities are part of the equation. That's why informed choices matter more than popular labels or trends. Remember, nearly 75% of strokes are connected to dietary factors. That means prevention is within reach for most people. Each substitution, each reduced portion, each conscious choice, adds up. What you decide today may be the exact action that prevents tomorrow's tragedy. And this isn't just about you. Chances are, someone you love, a parent, a sibling, a friend, is unknowingly at risk right now. By sharing this video, you're not only protecting yourself but potentially saving another life. Information spreads protection when we pass it forward. This channel exists to bridge the gap between science and everyday choices. Complex medical data is simplified here, so you can use it where it matters most, at your table, with your family, in your daily life. That's why supporting this mission matters more than ever. So don't leave without taking action. Subscribe, share, comment, and keep learning. Because in the end, what protects your brain is not luck or chance, but knowledge applied with discipline. And that is the legacy we can all choose to build for a healthier, longer life.